Hey there, welcome back to Inside. I'm Rachel Berry, and we're here with Heather and Caleb from Foster Financial right now chatting all about bonds. For those at home maybe who are saying, what exactly is a bond? How could you explain it?
Well, what I wanted to talk about today was more about Treasury Bonds because there's a deadline coming up that I wanted to talk about. It's kind of one of those call to actions again today because I-bonds, so I-bonds are inflationary bonds. They're bonds that the U.S. Treasury issues, and the rate that you get on them is tied to inflation. So inflation has been high, so the rates are high right now. So the way that these work is they come out with a new rate twice a year. So every basically November 1st and May 1st, they come out with new rates. If you buy them any point in time in between, you'll get the current rate for 6 months. So here's the deadline. I said November 1st is going to have a new rate come out. Our current rate on I-bonds is 9.62% with a U.S. Treasury. So tell me where you can get 9.62% on anything, especially that is conservative, safe, guaranteed interest rate, right? Yes,
exactly.
So something to consider, you need to buy it by the end of this month. And we're already past the middle of the month at this point. So if you don't get those very soon, you're not going to lock in that 9.62% rate. Again, if you buy it before November 1st, you'll get the 9.62% for 6 months. And then when the new rate comes out on November 1st, you'll get that rate for the next 6 months. And then you have to think about, okay, well, what is an I-bond? How long do I have to keep it is usually the next question. You have to keep it for at least 1 year. If you cash it out after 1 year, but before 5 years, they will take 3 months of your interest back. But still, when you merge the two together, so let's say the new rate that comes out in November is somewhere between 6 and 8%. If you get an average between the 9.62 and let's say it's 7%, even if you cash it out after 1 year and they take 3 months interest back, you're still yielding an effective rate of over 7% on something that you can put your cash to work with. So it is a very good rate. It's a very attractive rate. As long as we have high inflation, this is something that you're taking advantage of while we have high inflation. So something to consider. And then there's some drawbacks to it too. Unfortunately, we can't just buy everything with our I-bonds, but Caleb's going to talk about kind of what you're allowed to do with them.
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, who would have thought that we could get over 9% for U.S. Treasury? It's pretty amazing. The downside is that they actually limit it to $10,000 per taxpayer per year that you can invest in these I-bonds. So if somebody has, $100,000 in the bank and they want to get that 9%, they can only put $20,000, 10 for them, 10 for their spouse into this. And so that's a bit of the drawback. But what we've seen is that over the past 10 years, interest rates have been so low that people have kind of stocked up this cash because they haven't been able to get much for it in the bond market. So now is a perfect time to, take 20 grand, 10 for you, 10 for your spouse, put it into I-bonds. But if you have additional money, if it's just sitting in your bank account with inflation so high, it's losing value. And with bonds, other bond yields being high, annuities, CDs, things like that, there's a good opportunity cost that you can purchase some fixed income.
And if anyone has any questions, you all are the perfect place to start, right?
Yeah, and we actually are not the ones that can sell I-bonds. You have to go directly to treasurydirect.gov, so we get no compensation for this. We're just out there just trying to let people know, hey, this is one of the best places to put some cash money. There's no fees involved. We can't actually buy them for you. You have to go to the Treasury, but we want to make sure you know about them. And you can do the $20,000 or $10,000 per person per calendar year. So if you do have a lot of money kind of sitting to the side, you could always buy some now at the current rate, buy some more in January. So that's kind of what we're having our clients do, because even though we can't do it for you, it's still in your best interest.
And I love that about you all, because you're not just saying, well, give us all the money. You're saying we're here to step alongside of you in this journey. I love that. Thank you guys so much for being here. And if you have any financial questions, call the number on your screen for a complimentary consultation today.